Hey, all gravity. Any day above ground, live it. It's reaction video time again, folks. Oh, and you see who's on the screen. Shout out to brother Tariq Nasheed. I saw this on his page, and I said I had to get in the lab and cook this one. This one is going to be fun. Now, this woman decided to take shots at Black America. Another one. Okay, that's fine. But see, when you end up on my radar, ma'am, Miss Hippie, you don't want that because I'll go down the rabbit hole that most people won't go down. And what I found is quite hypocritical to what you're going to say in this video. And we're going to highlight that. But I want the family who hasn't seen this video, I want them to listen to it, and then we're going to replay it. And then I'm going to cut down all your fallacies. But yeah, let's get into it. But we got to do this right, family, because it's a reaction video and you got me mad. Oh yeah, y'all hear the music. You know when you hear this music, somebody about to get cooked. But let's go ahead and get this started. Go ahead and talk your foolishness.
Which makes you a racist.
Oh shit.
You know what I find absolutely hilarious? When an American raised in America, whose culture is American, tries to Afri-splain Africa to an African. Yet, if I asked you to name me 5 countries in Africa, off the top of your head, you probably can't, not including South Africa. But you'll be the first one to claim a continent about which you have no idea. You probably don't even understand your own history or where your ancestors came from. You probably can't tell me much about the transatlantic slave trade now, can you? Or which countries were involved in it. But you'll be the first one to gatekeep African culture from people who don't look like me, which makes you a racist. Plain and simple. How about less claiming, more learning? That's my American husband with German ethnicity learning about my Kukuyu culture during our traditional wedding ceremony at Urashio back in Kenya. That's how you embrace a culture. You learn about it. You don't claim it. Africa does not belong to you. We are not a color. We are not colors. No one is a color.
All right. So you saw that video. She says we're dumb. We don't know 5 countries in Africa. We're claiming something that's not ours. And, you know, she has a white husband and proceeded to cuss us out before she ended the video. Cool. Let's begin, ma'am. Let's begin. We're going to run this back, but we're going to stop it and I'm going to kill your fallacies. But go ahead. Say it again.
You know what I find absolutely hilarious? When an American raised in America, whose culture is American, tries to Afri-splain Africa to an African.
Okay, number one. We're not gonna play with this, ma'am. I got big ass ears. I do. People used to call me radar. Why would you do this video with your kid in the back? But again, that's the only time I'm gonna mention your kid. You said we're trying to Afri-splain Africa to an African. Okay. Number one, ma'am, we have something called the internet. We have something called social media. We have something called knowledge, history books, you know, those things. We've learned about Africa. People like to romanticize about Africa. So a lot of us grew up, we didn't know a lot about our cultures unless, you know, our family were about that life. But as we grow up, we learn, and the things we learned out of Africa, you know, shattered a lot of our perceived notions. Ma'am, we don't have to explain Africa to you. Y'all like to deny your history. Y'all like to deny what really went on there. I get it. You're the most natural resource continent on the planet. We get that. Kudos to y'all. But y'all like to lie on your folk. Y'all like to lie and act like Africa's this big ass paradise. Thousands of miles of lush trees and clear water and happiness all over, where there's strife. BBC catches y'all every other day putting up stories about warlords rising up or strife in between tribes.
Mike Wilson.
Why are you sitting here on TikTok lying? We don't have to explain nothing. We just see what we see, and we just say, listen, don't talk about us. We won't bring that shit up. All this power you have on TikTok, I don't see you talking about the problems in Nigeria or Ghana. They just defaulted on loans. Nigeria's on their way. They just elected a new president, and we know damn well in 6 months he's probably going to sick the military on them. Why aren't you talking about that? I know why you're not talking about that. You're Kenyan. Y'all got this regional war with them. I got it. It's an East Coast, West Coast thing, right? I get it. All right. But you said more, but go ahead.
Yet, if I asked you to name me 5 countries in Africa off the top of your head, you probably can't, not including South Africa.
Great. I'll do that for you. You know, I was a very good history student, but since you said can't name South Africa, all right, let's go. So I just mentioned Nigeria. I mentioned your home country of Kenya. Let's see, where else could we go? You know, there used to be a show, family, on HBO called The First Wives Detective Club with Jill Scott and Nika Noni Rose. Nika Noni Rose had me in a chokehold back in the day, but I'm being unprofessional again. I'm sorry. I'm being unprofessional again. That's not what we do here. We're about knowledge. I will take that. But man, that was based in Botswana. Very, very southern country in Africa. But that's okay. I mean, we have Madagascar over there now. I mean, they're an island. They even want to get away from this bullshit that you talking about. But that's a joke. I know you don't know nothing about that over there. But you want to go to Lesotho? You want to go to Tanzania? I heard they got great safaris over there. Would you like to go to Angola? You know, the country that 31 years ago, Charles Barkley got in trouble for saying that they're in trouble during the Olympics. But yeah, we don't know about that. I could bring up Tunisia. I could bring up Morocco. I could bring up the Democratic Republic of Congo, which used to be called Zaire. You know, the Rumble in the Jungle, one of the greatest boxing matches ever. I could bring that up. Let's see. I could bring up Chad. I could bring up Niger. Not nigger for you white supremacists. It's called Niger. Where else could we go? We can go to Malawi. We could go to Mali. We can go to one of my favorites. That's right. We can go to Djibouti. That's over there near you. The east side. Hey, guess what? You know why I love bringing up Djibouti? Because the American government has a military base over there. Would you like to know why they have a military base over there? The only one on the continent? Because they think the next Bin Laden or somebody worse is going to come out of that country or that region. You know, it's near Somalia and all that. That sounds like about 8. I could bring up Benin because I absolutely torched the Woman King last year. And that was a region where the Dahomey came from. Should we mention Ghana, who just defaulted on their loans? Should we go there? I could keep this going all day. I don't know if Swaziland is still around. I could go there. Don't play with us, man. We're not as dumb in America as you think social media would like to portray us as, but you keep going.
But you'll be the first one to claim a continent about which you have no idea. You probably don't even understand your own history or where your ancestors came from. You probably can't tell me much about the transatlantic slave trade now, can you?
Ooh, I love this one. This was my favorite part of the whole video.
Mike
You
Wilson.
can't tell us where your ancestors are from. And I'm glad the music started over because this one's going to be good. We can't tell you where our ancestors came from or about the transatlantic slave trade. Boy, I guess you ain't been on social media that much because that's all this reparations argument is about, where our ancestors came from, what they did, and what the transatlantic slave trade did to the world, aka the biggest atrocity to ever befall the land. Oops, I got them folks mad, but who cares? I'm embracing villainy. All right, man. I'm just gonna speak for me. My family's from Jamaica. Oh yeah. They were picked up, brought over from Africa, and somehow they ended up, their last landing spot before coming to America as immigrants was Jamaica. Funny thing, those were Africans from the west side. You're the east side, even though Kenya did have some slaves come over. But since you don't want to have that conversation, let's talk about the Atlantic slave trade, transatlantic slave trade. Which country you want me to start with? Would you like me to start with the English? Would you like me to start with the French? Would you like me to start with the Spanish? Would you like me to start with the Dutch? Y'all never want to mention the Dutch. Okay. Would you like me to mention the Germans? I want y'all to keep a pin in that one. Would you like me to mention the Arabs? Oh, yeah, the ones that are trafficking Africans right now. But shh, I'm supposed to say that. Would you like to talk about them folks? Would you like to talk about them Asians? Oh, let's keep it on Europe. We're not going to go too much into Asia. Let's keep it on Europe. How Africans, I'm Afri-splaining again, how Africans sold out their people to Europe for favors like gold, silver, gunpowder, and some agriculture. Y'all gave away spices, your land, indigenous fruits and vegetables, and the people that got the short end of the stick ended up in iron chains. Would you like to have that conversation, ma'am? I don't think you want to have this conversation with us. We'll probably teach you something you don't know. But you said more. Go ahead.
Or which countries were involved in it?
I just
But
did
to be
that.
the first one to keep African culture
Those are the Pan-Africans, not us. Keep going.
from people who don't look like me, which makes you a racist.
Okay, ma'am. Number one, you come over here with that I'm not black, I'm African bullshit. I'm sure you'll find yourself a nice white zaddy that'll love on you and do all this. And you can cook him your indigenous food. That bullshit don't work in the mainstream. Okay? You can run around with your name and they can put you on TV and you can laugh and kiki with all them racist conservatives. Ma'am, when you walk on that street, they ain't gonna ask what flag you rep. They ain't gonna ask what tribe you come from. They see a black woman and they will do you dirty, just like they do black women over here. Go to England with that bullshit. Again, same rules apply. You could probably find yourself a nice white zaddy over there. You ain't finna get treated like a human being over there. Interesting. Very interesting. But you said more. Go ahead.
Plain and simple. How about less cleaning, more learning? That's
Oh, no. Say
my
it.
American husband with German ethnicity.
Oh, and there it is. So you've got a white husband. Nothing
Mike
wrong with
Wilson.
that. Do your thing, ma'am. But I got a question. I'm glad the music started over again. I got a question. Why didn't your American husband bring you to America? Now, you might be in America. I ain't sure. But it looks like he moved to Africa. Why didn't he bring you to America? Why didn't he do you like Eddie Murphy? Why didn't you say, come on, baby, you're coming to America? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? But all right. You said your American husband with German ethnicity. Uh-huh. I wonder if you ever asked him about World War II and if his family was involved. I wonder if you asked him that. Probably didn't. But you thought it was a flex that you're sitting there catering to your husband? Okay, fine. You cater to your husband. That's great. I don't know why you put that in this video. Is that supposed to say, oh, he's superior to you? Yeah, try again. I bet you I could tell him more about his history than he could tell about mine. But you don't want to have that conversation. But okay, let's go.
Learning about my Kikuyu culture during our traditional wedding ceremony Arurashio back in Kenya.
Ooh, I got to turn the music off for this one, family. I got to talk about this. I got to talk about this here. I got to talk about this here because I didn't like what you did here. You put up the Kukuyu culture. Now, I looked it up. It's actually a very, very cool culture. I have a question, though, ma'am. They don't like your people in Kenya. Oops. I told you, I go down these rabbit holes. They don't like your culture, ma'am. You don't believe me. Well, then, we'll prove it. Now, the Kikuyu are also called the Agikuyu or Ajikuyu. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but okay. How much you want to bet they don't like these people? You think I'm lying? Okay. Explain this, ma'am. I'm Afri-splaining it again. Since the proclamation of the Republic of Kenya, where you're from, after colonial rule in Kenya came to an end in 1963, the Agikuyu or Ajikuyu, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, now form an integral part of the Kenyan nation. They continue to play their part as citizens of Kenya, helping to build their country. Very good. However, some Kenyans resent their incorrectly perceived superior economic status, a resentment sometimes vented through political violence, as happened in 1992, 1997, and 2007 Kenyan elections. Well, damn. Y'all are the ruling class over there. I understand now why you were talking this big. You don't believe me again, family. Well, since she said that we don't learn nothing over here about Africa, Tabernacle. I'm on Slate way back in 2008. Who are the Kikuyu and why do Kenya's other tribes resent them so much? Well, damn. Look at this. They did a whole article on your tribe. Look at this line. But that doesn't allay a crawling sense of unease. The relationship between the Kukuyu and the rest of Kenya has been warped, residents sense possibly beyond repair. Well, damn. It sounds like you guys are being imperialist, and that's a Western ideology. Again, you don't believe me. We went back on the Wikipedia. Y'all were colonized and y'all took what the colonizers did and you applied it to yourselves. Well, damn. Look, the Kikuyu are so ingrained with the Europeans, but y'all don't want to admit this. At least you said we don't want European education. At least you said that. But damn, ma'am, we not doing this today. And I'm going to leave the music off for the last part of this. We're not doing this today. I got some questions, and I think the family's going to have some questions too. Now, this is your TikTok page. I guarantee you, after I send you this and you look at it and you see what I said, a lot of these videos are going to come down. You're a Kenyan hippie. Hippie is a Western term. Okay. Woman. Okay. Artist. Tattoos. Pew-pews. Neo-pagan. 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 I don't think the Kukuyu culture endorses neo-paganism. You don't believe me. Tabernacle. I know for a fact that Kenyans are very, very fiercely loyal to their culture, which is what I showed you in that Wikipedia. They rejected European education. So why is this Cocoonian endorsing a Western ideology? Neo-paganism, any of several spiritual movements that attempt to revive the ancient polytheistic religions of Europe and the Middle East. Now, I've done my research on Kenya, and the Middle East is not that big of an influencer. Yeah. These movements have a close relationship to ritual magic and modern witchcraft. Neo-paganism differs from them, however, in striving to revive authentic pantheons and rituals of ancient cultures, though often in deliberately eclectic and reconstructionist ways, and by a particularly contemplative and celebrative attitude. Typically, people with romantic feelings towards nature and deep ecological concerns, neo-pagans center their dramatic and colorful rituals around the changes of seasons and the personification of nature as full of divine life, as well as the holy days and motifs of the religions by which their own groups are inspired. You're taking Western culture and blending it with your Kikuyu culture, and then you got the nerve to talk about us. Neo-paganism in the post-war decades has flourished, particularly in the United States and the United Kingdom and in Scandinavia. I wonder if your German husband introduced you to that. Interesting. Y'all always tell on yourselves. But back to your page on TikTok. You always tell on yourself. Look at this. Wakandan Queen vibes. Hey, ma'am, this video right here, the second one, Wakandan Queen vibes. Wakanda's a Western creation. American shenanigans, immigrant progressive. So you might be in America. Let's see what you said in this one.
You hit the nail on the head. Utakasirisha watu, ndio makorakara muno usiambie watu.
Okay, so you're saying this in your language. Okay. So somebody said this should be a lesson to every American that accepts, can't spell accepts right. EBT, free housing, Medicare, Medicare, medical, whatever. Credit by the government. Okay. You're talking about welfare. Okay. By the way, white people abuse welfare the most. But okay. Apparently debt is a good thing. Yes, most businesses run on debt. Sorry to tell you that. But yeah, ma'am. Yeah, she has more. Well, we're not going to go through it all. We're not going to do that. Not going to do that. I'll just put the link in the description box. So you can go look at it. But yeah. Man, we not doing this. Watch your mouth. We're not doing this. We not finna sit up here and listen to a hypocrite try to tell us that we're trying to gatekeep Africa and we don't know nothing about Africa. I wonder if you would go tell, again, you wouldn't go to Britain and tell them you don't know nothing about Africa, but they get to report on you every day. Go tell France about Africa. Hell, go tell the Chinese about Africa, because you're letting them just come in and take over all your countries. Russia's about to come down there. Y'all got all this smoke from America and y'all got your own problems. You can ask any Black American. They'll tell you they'd rather not bring up Africa. But every time they try to have their discussions amongst themselves and the people that are the riders, here come one of them Africans come out of nowhere to go say something about Black Americans. And then they get torched and then y'all play victim, which I'm sure you're going to do once this video gets uploaded and I send you the link and you look at it. But again, I don't run from no smoke. So if you got a problem with what I said, you email me because I'll have my email in there. You set up the time and place and we can chop it up. You can even bring your husband with you and I can tell him about his history. Y'all can have conversations at the dinner table. We can talk about the Kukuyu. Let's see if you'll take that. Let's see if you'll, let's make up a word for you since we're Afri-splaining. Let's see if you can Afri-splain black people here. But anyway, y'all, that was my reaction video. I know it was a little long, but I wanted to make sure I give you everything I could find. I already know your decision, but information is key because according to this chick, we don't know nothing. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. You already know what to do. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Take care, stay safe, and I'm out.